When it comes down to LEGO's original themes, you never know what type of set designs you'll see. Sure, you always see the typical vehicle or mech, but every once in a while they'll throw something completely out of left field, and sometimes it works great, and other times not so much. Hey guys, Hfmasters here, and today we're counting down the top 10 weirdest LEGO Ninjago sets. Now right off the bat, we're starting off with a set which really suffers from the weird design. The Jaywalker one is a pretty nice and sleek build overall, but then we get to this cannon, and like this thing takes the vehicle from being a pretty average vehicle set to all of a sudden becoming a very strange design, and it just looks so out of place and kind of bad. However, I can't justify putting this thing high up on this list because it really only differentiates from the cannon, and other than the cannon it's just your standard vehicle build. Now speaking of sets that only differentiate from one thing, the Quick Mech is what you would expect from an average mech, and holy crap, it's a unicycle. Unimech? Yeah, Unimech. The Unimech design is unique to only this set, and as you already know, I think it works great. But as I've said, I can't justify putting these types of sets high up on the list, mainly because, you know, they only have one weird aspect about them. Alright, now let's get into some really strange things here. So what is the Vermilion Vader even supposed to be? It's like the warrior bike, but they forgot to do the bike part, so now it's just this weird thing with a giant tread down the middle for some reason, and two swords jutting out the side, and then two giant cannons in the back. But like, here's the thing with this set. For some reason, all of this actually works. They actually took all of these weird concepts and they actually made it work pretty well. But with that being said, this definitely does not work quite as well as some of the other sets on this list. However, I still think this is a pretty interesting one. You guys remember the LEGO games theme? The theme only ran for a couple of years, but during that time there actually was a Ninjago themed game. It was basically a reskin of the Minotaurus game, and it was actually pretty fun. However, given the fact that this is the only game which Ninjago has ever had, it automatically makes the set very weird when you compare it to the rest of the line. I mean, your typical set can range from a mech to a vehicle to a plane of some sort, and then you just got LEGO games over here. You got Ninjago, the game with nano figs. It's just so out of place. The Ronin Rex is a very weird design. It's some kind of futuristic jet thing with a giant windshield and an air jitsu flyer because, I don't know, it needed to be there, I guess. However, because of that design, they were actually able to fit in a lot more things than they usually would be able to, including the single best aspect of this set, the chicken! They also made the back basically non-existent aside from the handle, so there's just some giant gap there for some reason, and overall, this whole thing is just kinda weird. The Ninjacopter is another futuristic vehicle, only this time it's supposed to be a helicopter. But let's be real, nothing about this screams helicopter except for those little blades in the middle, but those are so small, it's just really weird. However, that being said, they do make a pretty good use out of these things by incorporating a function to rotate the shooters as well as the blades. And similar to the Ronin Rex, this thing does have that giant windshield design, which is something LEGO really likes to do on these futuristic vehicles for some reason, and it can even fit two figures. There's also two random flaps on the front, which just kinda add to the weirdness even more, but overall, it's a pretty good set with a very strange design. Misfortune's Keep, what is even happening with you? It's a pirate airship with some kind of driveway looking thing at the front, and then there's some random tires because, I don't know, airships need tires, and then they have a boat within the boat because boats. This thing also has gaps literally everywhere so you can achieve those peak level aerodynamics. But this isn't even the weird thing in this set. You thought we were only talking about the main build. Oh no. How could we forget Lloyd's outrageously huge jetpack thingamajiggy? I don't even know. This thing just speaks for itself. It's insane. It's so outrageously oversized. I don't even know. Just like every aspect of this set is just a different type of weird design. However, it actually does work out pretty good, which is why it goes high up on the list. Skeleton bowling. Yeah, So this set is an anomaly among these weird spinner arena sets because unlike those, this set doesn't exist to battle, but to battle random skeleton dummies, because it was too much effort for you to go get your own figures and spinner and attack. No. We needed an entire set dedicated toward doing this because it was really important. You need that in your life, okay? Yeah, now that I roasted this thing, let me tell you firsthand as someone who actually does own this set. This set is actually pretty fun. Like, it's completely pointless, and it only exists to sell the JDX spinner, but the actual thing is a pretty fun play set. But I mean, come on, the sheer concept of this thing, skeleton bowling, it's just so weird. Once again, can someone please explain to me what the Destructoid is supposed to be? It's like they needed another villain rebooted set, so they just saw the Overborg attack like laying on a desk, and they thought, okay, let's do this again. But we're gonna make it bigger, and while we're at it, just throw some arms in there, because arms. This thing is just all over the place. On the back, it has a trigger mechanism which sticks out really far, so it kind of looks like it has a tail, but when pushed, it does activate a disc shooter, so that's pretty cool. And honestly, I have no idea whether or not to like this set. It's so outrageously all over the place, but I think we can all agree there isn't quite much like it. Coming in at number 1, we have a grouping of a bunch of different Polybags. And I know that may seem a little bit underwhelming, some Polybags to number 1, but I mean, have you seen some of these things? The Skybound one comes with some cardboard map, a siren minifigure, this random robot, which I don't even know where this came from, and then it has an eye patch. There's also another one which has yet another map, a keychain, and then this almost unnoticeable Anachondri thing. And how could I forget about the most iconic Ninjago polybag of all time, this weird Sog thing? Because when you think of Ninjago, this is the face you think of. This is the face of Ninjago right here, this guy. But I don't know about you guys, I've never seen any of these things in any stores ever, or even online for that matter. Yet they still keep making these things. They even made it like a board game thing for season 9. It's just so weird. But that is the top 10 weirdest Ninjago sets. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. Feel free to leave your own list in the comments section. Until next time, this is Hfmasters saying goodbye.